Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me today while I work on a project. So grab yourself a drink. I'm drinking some sweet tea today. And maybe grab a snack, grab a project to work on, and let's just hang out and visit. And I'm going to be creating a Squishmallow. Okay? All the kids love them. Your granddaughters, your daughters, your nieces, nephews. I mean, all the kids love them. I love them. Adults love them too. So I'm going to show you today how I'm going to create one out of a hat. Okay? Now, this is my favorite way to create and come up with a project. It's just playing with yarn and having fun. And this might be a long video because I'm just going to have fun and enjoy it. Okay, this particular hat is a hat that was made on a knitting machine. You don't have to have a hat that was made on a knitting machine. You can have a crochet hat. You can have a knitted hat. Just whatever. You just want like a tube. And, you know, one end is already closed because it is a hat. This could, you know, is a hat. And you can make these any size, whatever size hat you have, you know. Okay, so I'm going to make a Squishmallow. I'm thinking a bird, maybe a bunny bird. I don't know. It's Easter. I'm just going to, yeah, just play around and see what happens. It may end up having ears, wings. It may just be a mixture of a lot of stuff, okay? Alright, so I know that this is going to stuff up. I'm going to stuff my project, and I'm trying to decide where to put my eyes. I don't want to put them too low or too high. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just throw some stuffing out here and kind of stuff it a little bit to get an idea of size-wise, you know, stretching it out so I can see where I want to put the eyes. Okay, so I just threw a bunch of stuffing out on my desk, and if you've been around, you know I like to fluff it up and get that air in there. It's a good thing to do your stuffing so you're not just smushing clumps up in your project. Some people may not see the importance in this, but it is important for the long term of your project. Alright, so I'm just going to put some up in here now. I'm not going to stuff it like I, you know, normally stuff when I do something. You know how I do all that. Pushing it to the sides and making a tunnel and pushing and all that. I'm not actually doing all that. I'm just trying to get it puffed up enough that I can say, okay, my eyes need to go about right here. So I will be taking this stuffing out to put my eyes in. Alright. It's a lot of stuffing. Okay, let's see. Alright, and so we're closing up that end, right? So just saying, I think I want my eyes, and look at your, you know, front side, back side, decide what you want your front and your back and all that kind of good stuff. I think I'm going to put my eyes somewhere about in this area, kind of looking to see. That still leaves place for a beak, and I want to put a belly patch. So that's why I'm doing my eyes kind of high. And really can't go too much higher. The eyes will be on top of the head. We definitely don't want them on top of the head. But I'm just going to go with it because I don't know, to be honest. Just to be completely honest with you, I don't know. So I'm going to say about an eye right here. How many stitches is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, well, one. Ooh, it's hard to count this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Now, I don't even know if I got that on the same row, so I'm going to have to try to look around, kind of eyeball it, because it's hard to tell. It is. This is a knitted hat, not a crocheted hat. So, you know, you can make it with either one if you have a crocheted hat laying around, or if you have a knitted hat laying around, or if you want to create one for this purpose. Okay, maybe this one looks a little higher if I put it there. There it looks a little lower, so it's just going to have to do. All right, I'm going to pull my stuffing out and see, it just don't look the same. All right, and this hat here is double layer just because that's what it is. Okay. I can't take the eyes off of it. I don't know. I think I took my eyes off. I was trying to watch that stitch, so I didn't take my eyes off of it, and yeah, I think I lost where I was actually. You know what? It's going to be all right. Let me get this little rubbery part out. This is like a little shelf liner piece. It keeps that eyeball from slipping, because I was like mashing it down and my eyeball would slip and slide everywhere. And these eyeballs do have a green glitter ring on them. Right here, I was just, you know, looking through to see what I had to work with, and I saw those. I saw that green, and I thought, oh, that would be pretty. So this one, I'm going to hold it a little better to see if I can't get it in the right space without losing my hole. I hope it's good. If it's not, we're going to have a lopsided eye, and we'll have to just maybe put a pirate patch on him or something. He may end up being an Easter pirate Squishmallow, okay? We'll make it work. Oh. Okay, it didn't go down all the way. Let me see. Trying to look up in there and see. I got it. All right, I'm going to put my tool down here. Let's see what we got. I hope it works. All right, I'm going to stuff this really well. Y'all know how I do. And see, I'm fluffing it back up again to give it another go. All right, and so the way I stuff my plushies, amigurumis, and all, I fluff this up to get air all up in there, push it in, and after I get some in there, I take my hands and do like this to push the stuffing out, and then I take more stuffing and I go through the middle and fill up that tunnel that I created. Here, so I just fill up that tunnel so that it pushes the stuffing towards the outside of the project. And so that way you don't have all these holes in there that end up collapsing on you later. Now that depends on how you want your stuffy to look a little bit later. If you're, concerned about how it's going to hold up for a couple months, or if you're not concerned, then don't worry about it. Just get your handfuls and stuff in there. But if you want it to, as time and wear and as the stuffing settles, if you want it to still look good, take a little time and do a little extra and fill it nicely. Alright, so I've got some more stuffing in there. It's time to make a tunnel. So I just put layers and then tunnel. And then fill the tunnel. Okay, now more layers. About to get out some more stuffing. Okay, where did my sack go? Here it is. Ugh. Ooh. Yes, I stuffed mine really well, and it takes a lot of stuffing, it really does. Okay. Now, time to make a tunnel again. Fill the tunnel. Alright, so I'm going to close up this, but I'm still going to add a little more stuffing, because I want this part, I don't want it to just go down to nothing. I want this part to stretch out also and be just as cute. Alright, but I need to grab a needle and some pink yarn. Let's see, I got all colors of yarn over here. I just went in the yarn room and grabbed up a bunch of spring colors. I accidentally buried my pink. So this is good for like scrap balls if you have a lot of floppies, which this is what I call a floppy. It's not a full skein, but it's a little bit much to roll up into a ball just yet. But I definitely call these floppies, and they're good for projects where you just need to make, a few pieces. I'm trying to pick up my yarn. Oh. Lord help me. Okay. I'm gonna just cut off more than I need. Way more than I need, obviously. And thread my needle. It don't matter what size needle you use. I just happen to have this. It's big, it's long, it's easier for me to hold. So this is obviously my front. So I'm going to start in the back. And I'm just going to kind of weave in and out. I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing, but I am going to weave in and out of stitches here, like over, under, over and under, and in hopes to create a drawstring in the end. So this takes a few minutes to do this, but just take your needle, and you don't even have to have a long needle like this. You can use a short needle. It just, you know, just work your needle through, going in and over and under some stitches. It don't have to be anything technical. Whew, okay. Alright, and I'm going to pull some yarn on through so I have space to use my needle, make my needle work the way I want it to. So that was an under. So I'm going to go over and under. And if you get off track, it don't matter. It'll still pull close. And like I said, you can do this with a crocheted hat. You might want it to be like a single crocheted hat. That way, you know, it's not gappy or, and, you know, show the stuffing. You do want to be careful with that. So I would say a single crocheted hat. If you have one laying around and you're not going to wear it, you know nobody wants it, turn it into a Squishmallow. Let's do something fun with it. Okay. You can see I'm just skipping some. I don't know how well you can see that. Maybe, can you see? Whew. Alright, that's what I'm going to do all the way back around, and I'll come back and meet you in just a second. Okay, I had to rest my arms for a minute, and plus, I'm going to have to do that periodically because otherwise it would be about a 3-hour video if I don't, you know, take some of it out. Okay, so I have my yarns here. What I'm going to do is push my stuffing down in there and start closing this up like a drawstring. But I do want to keep this stuffed out, so I'm going to make a tunnel again and add some stuffing. I still want this base of it to be nice and fluffed up. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put in a little extra down here. Like I said, I'm making a tunnel and filling it. And this is the base of it, so I want it to sit up. So I don't want it to be, you know, like smaller than the body and all that. I'm trying to kind of go fast. Like I said, you know, nobody's going to sit through a 3-hour video here with me. So, now this is double layered, so it's not going to show my stuffing at all. Okay, so now some kind of way I've got to tie this off. But before I do that, I really want to kind of shape this a little bit. Alright, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna tie this off. I'm the only person here, so it's just me and Sassy. Somebody was just walking down the road a second ago. That's why I got quiet. I was watching to see where they were going, what they were doing. Because nobody just walks down my road. We're in the middle of WMA, Wildlife Management Area. Okay. Now, I may have to go off camera here for a second and kind of put this between my legs and do this, because I don't know of a way I can do it right here and hold this tight at the same time. Right? So, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the size how mine turned out. I've got a little bit, I just couldn't get it to close up all the way. Trying to pull it and maneuver it and all that kind of stuff just wasn't working the best for me. But I'm going to take my yarn tails here and try to just close this up a little more. I could stuff a little more stuffing in there if I wanted to, but I think we're going to call it stuffed. You close yours up the best that you can do, and I'm doing the best that I can do. Honestly, this is the best I can do. Whew, I got a little hot working on this. And I can always come back and close that up a little more towards the end. I don't want to spend, you know, an hour here closing that up. So, it's probably what I'm going to do is just wait a little bit and try to close that up some more off camera. Okay. Now, what do most Squishmallows have? They usually have like a face, and then they have like a belly part down here. I'm going to do a belly plate. So I need to get this off my feet. Okay. So I think I'm going to use yellow. Or, let me see, I picked out yellow and green. A purple. And I have a blue here. So that's the spring colors that I picked out to create this little marshmallow, Squishmallow. Alright, so I think I'm going to end up doing wings on it. and a belly patch right here. So I'm going to kind of manipulate my shape here. I was actually thinking it was going to be a little taller than it is, and you can always manipulate that. See how he grew? Yes, I just grewed. I growed a marshmallow. I just grew him a little taller by rolling him like this. Or you can squish him back down and make him squatty. Either way, I'm going to work with him kind of in a taller position. Okay, yes, that's the position I kind of wanted. More of an oblong, not oval. All right, yellow, green, blue, or purple. I could go any way with it. I could do all kinds of things. Maybe a green belly plate. Okay, so I'm going to find my 5. Oh, let me pull that. That's what's happened. Okay. I'm going to find my 5mm hook. Because that's what I'm using. You can use any hook you want to use. And I'm making a slip knot. Alright, and what I'm going to do is chain 2. And I'm going to put 6 single crochets in that first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so on my next round, this next round that I'm fixing to do, I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each one of those. And I'm not going to film doing all that because, like I said, this would end up being a very long video. So I'm going to have to cut some things out. So the next round, I'm putting 2 single crochets in each one of these 6. So it will end up being 12, you know, on the next row. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you can just crochet over your tail. Alright, so I'm going to go in that first stitch from the previous row and put 2 single crochets all in the same stitch. I didn't do it right. I didn't go in the stitch. Okay. I pulled my stitch out by accident. Okay, is that right? All right, now I'm ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just gonna go in right here and put 2 single crochets in that same stitch. Okay, I'm going to do that in every stitch all the way around. This one really won't take but a second to do. Some of the bigger rows that would take up, you know, a lot of time if I filmed every little thing. Okay, now I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. And by the way, I am using my stitch marker on my last stitch of each round. You can definitely put it on your first stitch of the round. Do what is comfortable for you, and I'm going to do what's comfortable for me. We're not trying to change the way each other crochets. You do you, I'll do me. It's all going to be good at the end, okay? Alright, so that's what I'm looking at right here. I've got 12 stitches. So on the third row, I'm going to do 1 single crochet and increase. One single crochet in that stitch. In the next stitch is an increase, so I'm putting 2 single crochets. Okay, in the next stitch, 1 single crochet. In the next stitch, 2 single crochets. So I'm going to do that all the way around. 1 and an increase. 1 and increase. 1 and the next stitch an increase. An increase just means that you do 2 single crochets. My yarn split. This yarn was going pretty good for me, but then it split. And now I can't remember what I was doing. Okay, this next stitch is an increase. I hope I didn't get off track. Sometimes whenever my yarn splits or something, it does mess up my train of thought, and then I can't remember what stitch I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, it worked out, so maybe it's good. And then the last stitch should be a increase, so it'd be 2 single crochets. But if you're going along, and honestly, if you come to the last one, it doesn't work out right, it's not the end of the world. Just keep going. Unless you can pull back and see your mistake and fix it easily. If it's, if you can't figure out your mistake, whereabouts it was, just keep going. It'll be okay. It's just a plushie. And it's not going to the queen. Although, my husband's grandmother did send baby shoes to the queen and did receive a letter back that she had received the little baby shoes. I can't remember all the details. Was it for John? I don't know. I'll have to ask. Dakota knows the details. Dakota is the keeper of all the history. Okay, so for my next row, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. Now, y'all, I'm just making this up as I go. I don't have this written down anywhere. So, Yeah, we're just making it up. Okay, so 2 single crochets and then an increase. 1, 2. Did I do 2? It didn't seem like it. Okay, 1, 2, and then increase. And the next stitch, that just is 2 single crochets all in the same stitch. And then you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And if your yarn's not splitting on you, I'm happy for you. And the next stitch, another increase, so it'd be 2 single crochets. So that's easy to do. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. All right, I'll be back, friends. Okay, I made it around to the end. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4th row. Now I'm getting ready for my 5th row, which is going to be 3 single crochets and then an increase. So just real quickly, that's just 1 single crochet in the next, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next, and that gives us 3 single crochets in a row. And then that 4th stitch is going to be an increase, which is 2 single crochets all in the same stitch. So that's what we're going to do all the way around. You can do that, and then we'll meet back up. What we are doing is creating a belly patch to go on your Squishmallow. So you want your belly patch, to fit the size. So don't cheat yourself and stop just because you get tired. Lay it down and then come back and work on it some more, because we want a good size little belly patch right here. So that's what I am working on, and I'll be back to show you my belly patch in the end. Okay, I made it around to the last stitch, and so my last stitch is an increase. If yours is not, it's okay. It's okay. Just keep going. Just keep fudging it along. It'll all work out in the end. Okay. All right. So the belly patch is still not big enough, obviously. So my next row is going to be 4 single crochets. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. And then the next one is going to be 2 single crochets all in the same stitch for an increase. Okay, we got 4 singles and then an increase. And I'm going to do that all the way around and meet you back at the end of this round. That's 2, 3, and 4 single crochets. And then an increase. Okay, keep going. Okay, I come to the end of my row, so I'm ending with 4 single crochets, and my last stitch here is going to be an increase. So that means 2 single crochets in the same stitch. All right. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. Okay. Now, if your Squishmallow may not be the same size, so your belly patch might get to the right size before mine does. So, you know, just keep trying it on there. If it looks like it's big enough to you, then it's probably big enough. I'm going to go one more round and see how it looks. So I'm going to go 5 single crochets. 1, uh-oh, it split. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 single crochets all in a row, 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then in the next stitch is going to be an increase, so I'm going to put 2 single crochets. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do all the way around, and I'll meet you back in just a second. Okay, I'm back. I finished that round of 5 single crochets and then an increase. And I think that is a good belly patch for my Squishmallow. I think I'm going to go around it one time with just all single crochets just to even out these little bumps along the way. So that's what I'm going to do, is just go all the way around it with 1 row of single crochets. And I'll be back. No increases on this row. Just to straighten out and kind of flatten out these little areas where we did increases in the previous rows. This will just kind of smooth it out and won't make it look like a stop sign. It'll look more circle or oval or whatever shape you're going for. We're not going for a square, but hey, you could have done a square. These Squishmallows, anything goes. You can just create it ever how you want it to look. So I was going to do some Squishmallows for my crochet market booth, and I just thought it'd, you know, come on and show you, because I'm going to have something popping up that I'm not doing every little bit on the video. So I thought I would just share with you how to, you know, make a quick little Squishmallow. And you can make any of them. You can look on Amazon, put in Squishmallow. Over 2,000 will come up. I know that because it told me it had over 2,000. So just scroll through all the Squishmallows on there. There's 2,000 to choose from. Pick out one you like and then just crochet it. So I'm giving you ideas of how to do that. Just take a hat, close up one end. Well, hat's already closed up on one end. Stuff it. Put you some eyes on it. You can crochet eyes. You don't have to use the safety eyes. And you can stuff it and close it up on the other end. And then just crochet things to add to it. So most Squishmallows just about always have a belly patch to, you know, represent their belly. So we're going to do that. This one, I was considering it being a bird. I was considering it being a rabbit. I was considering it being a rabbit bird. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bird that don't know if it's a bird or a rabbit. I don't know. I like, I do like the half this and half that, and some of the toys and Squishmallows and all that kind of stuff. I'm weird like that. You may not like that, but Keep in mind, I'm a weirdo. Like such as a cat head with a mermaid body. You know, you can do fun stuff like that. Okay. I didn't mean to film that whole row, but I just couldn't stop. Now I'm going to see if this is going to lay out flat. When I add it on here, I can flatten it out when I'm attaching it. Okay, so when I attach it, I'll flatten it out more, and so it won't look. And I'm also going to put, excuse me, I'm also going to put this right here where I'm connecting this. I'm going to put it at the bottom and not at the top. So I'm going to clip my yarn. I slip stitched into the next stitch and pull my yarn through, and then whenever I'm gonna weave this in on the back, and then when I attach it, I'm just gonna put that one at the bottom, so around the top here has a nice round area. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna weave in this end back here real quick. Okay, so I am trying to figure out where I want my belly plate, and I want mine kind of lower, and I did remember to put my little connecting area down here, and I'm kind of centering it between my eyes, but I want it kind of lower because I do want to leave space for a beak, I suppose. I say that because I don't really know what I'm making, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and add my belly patch now, since I don't know what I'm making. That way, I don't, ow. I touched that hot glue gun. That way I don't, end up making something too big and it doesn't fit or whatever. But I'm going to put hot glue on the back of my belly patch. If you can, sew, and you don't have issues with your hands, by all means, sew your parts on. But if you have hand issues, hot glue can be your friend. The trick is, around the edges, just use a little bit of hot glue. Now up in here, I am kind of gooping it on. But around the edge, I'm just using a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of stretch that up, roll it up, and then you have to hold it to let that glue start cooling off, because that's when the glue gets hard and sticks. Now, you only have one shot with hot glue and yarn. If I was to pull this off right now, it would leave a nasty, nasty, goopy stuff on the pink. And so it would have to be covered up with something bigger than what I've already made. So you can feel the heat of the glue, but you just want to hold it down and let that set up and harden. All right. And then you can also go back around the edge and glue down any that might have not, where you might not have gotten glue close enough to the edge. All right, and so what I'm going to do is turn it and just do the same thing over here a little ways. I'm just doing little sections at a time. All right. Okie dokie. Now I'm on my last little section. Then I'll go around the whole thing and just check it real good. Right now I'm gonna just add glue. And just hold it for a moment and let it cool off. I like pink and green together. That isn't why I did this. I was just trying to pick spring colors. But I do like pastel pink and pastel green together. I just think that's a pretty combo. It's still pretty warm, so I'm not going to try to pick it up to check around the edges or anything just yet. And it looks like I have a little visitor coming, so I'm going to have to go offline. Go turn it off for a minute and see what my little visitor is doing. It's Zeke. He's out there at my mailbox. He's riding his bike down, so... Alright. Now I'm going to go around the edges, just kind of lift it up a little and see where, I might need to add just a little dots and touches of glue and then push it down. Okay guys, so for the next part, I am going to make a beak for my Squishmallow, because I think it's a bird. I don't know. It's a bird, but I was thinking about putting rabbit ears on it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I'm just doing a slip knot, and I'm using a 5mm hook, and I'm going to chain 2, and then in the first one, the first chain that I did, I'm going to put 6 single crochets. 1, split. This is already a little fidgety, a little fiddly part, and then for it to split on me, it's not fun. It's still split. Three. Okay. 4, 5, and 6. I'm not going to put a stitch marker. I'm going to try to count to 6 again. And so I'm just going to go around it again with 6 single crochets. 1 in each of those 6 I just did. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but I'm going to go around one more time. I don't know. I don't even know how many I've got, to be honest. I shouldn't do things without stitch markers. Let me see. And just split, split, split. This will be the third round of 6 single crochets. I'm trying to make a little beak. And I done lost count, so I have no idea. Alright, I think I'm gonna call that done. I don't know my count. I have no idea. Okay, one more, just to get back to that, where that tail is. I know I'm getting off camera. Sorry about that, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to, it's kind of curling out, so I'm going to flip it where it is the right side out. And that's good. I don't need it to be, you know, no more bigger than this. So I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch here, and then tie off, cut my yarn. All right. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I struggle when I'm doing these things, but I just struggle my way through it. Okay, that is my beak. I thought I had the other piece of the tail right here close by. I was going to tie them, but I don't see it. So I'm just going to stuff that one down in there. And I have my hot glue gun already. So that's my beak. That's 3 rounds of 6 single crochets. And I'm going to put my beak just like right there. Okay. Just kind of center it between the eyes, just a little bit lower. Excuse me. So I'm putting some glue around on my nose, my little beak. And I'm just sticking it on there. And I'm just going to kind of push it down a little so that that glue can stick to the other yarn well and start to cool off. Alright, so now I got to think about wings. I think I'm going to give it some blue wings. Now, also, you could do this if you have a 22 needle knitting machine. You can knit 2 wings. I say about like maybe 20-25 rows for something about this size, and make wings that way. That would be the easiest and fastest way. Or you can crochet, like start off with a, you know, 6, increase to 12, and just increase up a little bit. That could be done. Alright, so there's my beak. It's on there. Just looking around the edges to see if it needs any more. Kind of poked up on there. But it looks good to me. So there we have a little beak. Simple, easy. It's just making little shapes and pieces and putting them together. And that's what creates your, you know, amigurumis, not marshmallows, Squishmallows. Y'all forgive me. Forgive me. Now drinking some sweet tea out of a pink glass. I might have had a yellow glass earlier. Sometimes when Big Daddy thinks about it, he will go ahead and fix me up some of those glasses and put in the fridge so I can just reach in and get a glass and not have to get out the whole pitcher of tea and try to pour it, because I have dropped plenty of full pitchers of tea all over the floor. And then, you know, I'm home alone, sick, can barely do anything. And then I've got tea to clean up. That's one of my, you know, more frustrating days, is when I try to do things that create more things for me to do, like messes to clean up. Alright, so I'm trying to decide if I want to crochet or just knit some wings, and I think I'm just going to knit some. It would be a lot faster if I was to just knit. And I need to look. Okay. My knitting machine is just right here, conveniently. I did mark where my beginning needle is, that black needle, so I can watch it as it goes around. So I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch this part, because you probably watched this part on many videos before. But what I'm gonna do, I'll just tell you real quick, is I'm gonna weave this in and out, threading my machine, and then I'm going to crank out 25 rows, and I'm gonna do this twice so that I get 2 wings. And that's gonna be my wing, you know, one for each side of my birdie. And then mine always works better if I put my yarn lower. Sometimes I put it in a bucket down here. But I don't have a bucket, and I'm not putting it on the floor because I hadn't swept under my chair recently. So I'm just kind of holding it in my between my legs, and I'm gonna crank out 25 rows, and I'll be back. Alright, I made 2 wings using my 22 needle circular knitting machine. And so now I put one of them together here, and I'm going to do the other one right here. So basically you just want to cinch up your ends. So I'm going to thread up this tapestry needle, plastic needle, whatever you call it. And cinch up this end. It doesn't have to be done any kind of special way, just closing it up. And I'm going to loop back through just to kind of tie it off. And I'm going to do this about 3 times maybe, just to make sure it is secured. Alright, and let's see, I'm going to do it one more time. I hope you're all having a great day. It looks like a pretty day out there. I haven't been outside, but it looks like a pretty day. Here in Monroe, Louisiana. I think we're supposed to get rain or storms or something tonight, but it's looking really pretty out there. Let me just ask Miss You-Know-Who. Alexa, is it going to rain today?
Rain is likely today. There's a 79% chance at 2 p.m.
Okay, so we're probably going to get some rain. I don't know if it's storms or just rain. So now I'm just going to close up the other end. Same way, just cinching it closed. And I do want to say this, that I was off camera when I was doing this on the little Addie. The first one I did have to do 3 times before I did it correctly. I was kind of in a hurry and I just wasn't doing it right. And I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I needed to drop my yarn lower than I had it into a basket down here to give it the right amount of tension. Tension is the whole key to using a knitting machine. And you just have to figure out the tension that your machine likes, because not all of them are the same. But sometimes, you know, you might use it and it turns out perfect, as this turned out exactly perfect. This one turned out perfect. The first 2 I did was just a mess. And I don't know, I'd say it was me on that instance, because it did turn out, you know, perfect here. But sometimes you may have to, you know, take it off, regroup, walk away, come back, and do it again. And that's exactly what I had to do. So it doesn't turn out perfect every time on the first try, but it did turn out perfect on the 3rd try. All right, so I'm just going to go in a stitch anywhere, and I'm just going to run my needle up on the inside in between these 2 layers. I'm just running my needle through there and pull it through. I'm just trying to pull that tail into the inside some. And then I'm just going to snippy. Alright, so now I have my wings, and I've had my hot glue heating up over here. Let me see, I might need to go ahead and get another hot glue stick out to have on standby. And in case anybody was, well, I get a lot of questions about the hot glue I use. I'm just using the Crafter's Secret hot glue sticks from the Dollar Tree. They're $1.25, and you get 20 sticks. It works for me. I haven't had any issues with them. So I got one to have on standby over here. Now let's look at my bird Squishmallow. I finally said it right. Alright, so you look at your wings and just decide, you know, what goes up, what goes down. I think I like it just like that. It has a little indentation part. I think I'm going to put that one to the inside. And that one, well, you know what? They just look perfect to me. So I need to hold it up here, probably kind of pin it on, and get an idea about where I want them, how I want it to look. Of course, I don't want it longer than the body, so I need to go up some. And that comes right to the bottom of the body, right there in that position. And it is on the side of the body. Alright, let me see. The trick is, though, you got to get both of them kind of lined out where they look a little bit, you know, like you tried something. Alright, so let me see. I'm just going to kind of count my rows from my eye over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somewhere over in that area. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to put this one on and then play with it with the other side. So I like the way that is. I'm going to hot glue about the top half. And I'm not going to put it straight down. I'm going to cock it back a little bit. I'm going to add some more needles just to hold it in place. And then I'm going to hot glue this and just lay it down. That's my plan, man. Okay. And you can always come back around the edges and add a little bit more glue around the edge of the wing once I get it on there. But right now, I'm just adding it, just laying it down. And I try not to stretch it too much, because you can stretch them when you're, you know, laying it down and pulling it and all that. I try not to do that quite so much because I didn't want it to come up too high. But I'm just going to push this down and hold it there a little bit. I think my bird's coming out cute. Just keep in mind, you know, that you can create any kind of squishmallow. Just do your basic shapes and add them to your creature or, you know, critter, whatever it is you're making. And just have fun and create, design. Like I said, I was doing this as like a Easter, I guess I'm going to leave it as an Easter chick. I was going to add bunny ears on it and have it like a Easter chick that wants to be a bunny. I don't know. I still think that would be cute, but also I know that some people might be like, huh? Story of my life. Okay, so now I have this wing over here, and again, I want to get it kind of as even looking as I can. Okay, so I need a handle. I need something to hold on to this with. Okay, so that looks too high to me, so I'm gonna come down, and I need to be careful not to touch that. And by the way, I don't know if I said I did 25 rows for my wings, but I thought that would, for the good size that I had my, you know, Squishmallow. Of course, we're probably all doing different sizes. You may not be doing the exact same size I'm doing, but just have fun with it. You know, you can experiment. If you do a wing or something and it's too little, then just save that wing for your next project and make another one that's a little bit bigger. And keep playing with it until you get it, you know, the size that you want. Then make another one exactly like it. But save the other ones, and you might want to, you know, add a little piece of paper to label them if you have a memory like mine and need memory reminders. And then you can, you know, make another project and use those on your next one. So I'm just trying to look 1, 2, 3, 4 right here to kind of get an idea. To get more of an idea of where to put it, so that they're kind of the same. Okay, something kind of like that, I think. Let me add some needles over here. To hold this in place. All right, let me see if that kind of looks the same to me. I think it does. I think this will work. So I'm going to hold this down, put my glue, and bring it down. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stick my other glue stick in right here. Oh, alright, let's see here. Alright, let's see. That looks good. I'm just going to hold it on there. Let that glue cool. I think this is pretty. I have all these spring colors out, and I didn't tell you the colors of them. They're loops and threads. This one is called Mint. This is a big twist yellow. Here's a big twist purple. Let's see what it is called. Lilac. And then I have a red heart pink. This blue I replaced with the blue I'm using right here. So I didn't use this blue. I thought I was using that one. And then as I was getting something outside of my yarn room, I saw this color. And this is actually my favorite color, blue. And it's aqua, and it is the big twist, not big twist, it is the Craft Smart. It's an older Craft Smart one. Alright, so I'm going to take all these out. That still feels a little warm. I can feel the warmth in there. But it glued down pretty good. Could have been cocked back a little bit more maybe, but alright, I'm going to go around the edge and just see. This one needs a little around that edge part, so you just kind of peel up your edges just a little and just see if you need just a touch of your glue to fill in, and then I'm going to see if I need to add any more or if that's good. I kind of want it to be loose from the body. Like if it decided to fly, I want it to be able to fly, okay? Alright, I like it. I like it. Now, what I need to add some tail feathers. If it's going to be a bird, it needs tail feathers. So, I need to think about what am I doing for tail feathers. I really don't know. I want it to kind of be something fun. Let me think about this, and I'll be back. Okay, I am working on the tail feathers, and I just want something to kind of represent tail feathers. Of course, it doesn't look like feathers. Actually, after I started this, I thought, well, I could have done leaves in purple and just, you know, put them on, and that would have looked like feathers. But I was already doing this, so I went ahead and just stuck with it. But you could totally find a pattern for a leaf, like a plant leaf, and make that your tail feathers or wings. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to chain 2. I did my slip knot, and I'm chaining 2. And I'm going to put 6 single crochets. You can do a magic ring if that's what, you know, you like to do. But so I'm going to put 6 single crochets in that first chain. Two, 3, and I'm going to tell you how I did the other 2 what I did on them, but just a second. I want to make sure I do get my 6 get my 6 single crochets done here first. Sorry, I kind of go off camera because as it gets harder for me, I need to bring it closer to me. 3, 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so let me put my stitch marker in. So I did 6 single crochets, and now I'm gonna go back and increase to 12 single crochets. So that means in each stitch, I'm gonna put 2 single crochets. My yarn's split. Quit splitting on me. Well, it split again, but I'm just going to go with it because it's going to continue to split. Okay, finally got 2 single crochets in that first one. All right, and now I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around, which is gonna, make me have 12 single crochets. All right, and then I'm going to do I don't know if I got 12 or not. And I don't think I'm going to count and see because at this point, I don't care. It doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be. It's just whatever it turns out. Okay. Now I'm going to do a couple rows of just single crochets all the way around. So I did one larger one, and what I did on it, I started out with 6, then I increased in each one and went to 12 single crochets. And on the third row, I did 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase. And I did that all the way around. And then I just single crocheted up a little ways, and then I did 2 single crochets, decrease, 2 single crochets, decrease. And the next one I did 1 single crochet, decrease, all the way around, and then I just did 2 rows of straight single crochets, and that just kind of makes a like a little middle part for a tail feather. And then on this one, I'm doing this one the same-ish. They may not come out exactly, but it doesn't matter. Feathers all don't look alike. I do 6 single crochets, increase that to 12 single crochets, and increase means, you put 2 stitches in 1 stitch, and it just creates more. Okay, and then I did a couple rows. Looks like I might have done 3 rows going up. Maybe 2 rows, just single crochets up, and then I did a decrease row and a decrease row, and then just a single crochet row. And that's kind of what I'm doing over here. Yeah, here I am. And I'm just going to single crochet all the way around. I don't feel like these 3 pieces have to be the same. Obviously, my first piece is a lot bigger. I was going to put it in the middle and put 2 smaller pieces on each side of it. But they don't have to be the same exact. They can be a little different, a little quirky. I like quirkiness. I like things that are different. I really like people who are different. I don't like everybody being the same. You know, I don't want everybody the same as me. I like to be around different types of people and just enjoy everyone's uniqueness. And so I hope that comes across in my amigurumis, that each one is unique and, you know, they're not the same as everyone else's. Even when I do copy someone's pattern, you know, I use someone's pattern to make something, I either put my own little touch on it somehow or another. I'm sorry, was I off camera? And, or, you know, add a little something extra to it. You just never know what I might do. And sometimes I might put a little something inside my amigurumis. Like I might put a little heart inside one or something like that. Just to give it a, you know, a little special piece that nobody may not ever even know about. But I do. Alright, and now I'm just going to crochet a couple rounds. And I don't even know how many stitches around is this. It doesn't really matter. You're just creating a shape. And then we'll take it from there. So I hope this video is, you know, showing you like just some different ways to get your creative juices flowing. Like I said, you know, look on Amazon and see what Squishmallows they have and go from there. Go from there and just create. Have fun. Oh, that split really bad. Just create different little shapes and put them together to create, you know, a Squishmallow that only you could love. I really did consider giving this bird rabbit ears, but I think I'm gonna hold off doing that and just make it a spring bird. I think it'll be fine that way. I'm gonna try to make some projects for my market booth in these spring colors. I have all these spring colors out, and I feel like I can make some little small amigurumis. I'm just going to stick this stitch marker on the side. So I'll know about where my first or last stitch is. And now I'm just going to crochet a little bit faster without having to stop and do all that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and, this video has gotten so long. Bless your heart. If you're still here, I love you. I love you if you're still here hanging out with me. I am going to go off camera and like I'm not off camera already, you know, crocheting way out here. And crochet this little piece up. Like I told you, I'm just going to crochet some single crochets and then decrease and then just some single crochets. And let's see. I will tell you this if you just want to know. This one is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's about 10 rounds. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. Although it looks like, you know, I'm just going to do them kind of like that. And then this one I'll do about 6 or 7 rounds. And I'll be back with you guys when I go to attach them to the bird. Okay, I have my 3 pieces that I'm calling my tail feathers. They definitely don't look like feathers. They're just little balloon shapes. I took this long needle and I kind of ran from the nose because I figured that's the center for my front. So I just came down and put that needle in there because I'm trying to find the center for my back piece. And now I want to just add these little tail feathers on here. I'm just going to hot glue them down here kind of at the lower bottom. And I'm thinking they're just going to go something kind of like that. And so I'm going to just, I have my hot glue heating up over here. And I'm going to add these in. Ever how they turn out, they turn out. They don't have to be, you know, like a certain way. And so I'm just, you know, trying to show you just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be you. Make it ever how you want to make it. And that goes right along with Eva's YouTube channel. Make it you. And so with Eva, and that's her goal too, is also just, you know, do whatever you want to do. Have fun. That's the main thing. Have fun with it. So I'm just going to add, and this kind of gives it a little bit of stability so it kind of stands up also. But I'm just going to put some hot glue around this. I'm leaving it open. I'm not squeezing this closed. And I'm just going to stick it on right here. And I'm just going to hold it on there. I'm pushing it with a little bit of pressure. I don't know if I said I lightly stuffed these. They're not anything tight at all. I just put a tiny bit of stuffing in there just to help hold its shape and so it doesn't close up. And so, anyway, I'm just holding that on there. Let that glue cool and harden. Okay. That is my center faux feather. My faux feather piece. Alright, and now I just have one of these to go on each side. Let me see. I'm going to try to prop this up a little bit using all my yarn here. And I just want to just kind of attach that right next to it. And remember, I did say you could crochet leaves in whatever color and turn that into your feathers. Alright, we got one more piece. And we'll do the same thing. Just add a little glue here. And now I'm just gonna stick it in there. So I have a long one with 2 short ones on each side. And my 2 short ones are not the same size. One is definitely more rows than the other, so they're 3 different sizes. And I have one more thing I want to do for him. So I'm going to get my purple yarn. I'm going to give him a little something something on top of his head. I'm going to make a slip knot. And I'm going to chain. I don't know how many yet. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and then I'm going to do single crochets back down it. I could do 2 in each one, but I think I'm just going to do 1. No, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 2 in each one. 2 single crochets in each chain. No, I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 3. Single crochets in each chain going back down. One. Trying to make a curly coil. Okay. So just do that all the way back down your chain. As you're crocheting back down your chain, 3 single crochets in each chain, you'll notice that your it starts to coil, and that's what we're looking for. We want it to coil up. And this is just going to kind of be a little hair piece on top, just a little fuzzy piece up there. My arms are getting a little tired. So 3 single crochets in each one. You could also do this with double crochets and make a big coil. And if anybody does make their own Squishmallow, please share a photo in the Llama Mama Kayla and Big Daddy Facebook group. We'll see it on there. Big Daddy always, when we're sitting somewhere and I'm crocheting, he's looking at his phone and he shows me the pictures and stuff. I'm not on Facebook really, because I can't crochet and do Facebook at the same time. And so he shows me the pictures and stuff like that. All right. So I'm just going to snip that, leaving a little bit of tail. And then I'm going to tie it to the tail that I started with. And I totally just made this up as I went, just winging it. So you can, definitely make this little piece longer if you wish, or shorter, or thicker with double crochets, or, whatever. And I'm just going to snip these off. And then see how I want to put this on the top. I'm just going to hot glue it right there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some hot glue right here. And I'm just going to stick that to the top of the head and try to hold it on there for a minute without burning myself. Oh, isn't that cute? It's just got a little coily coil up there on top. And there is my spring bird. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, so it's a pink body. That was a hat. It's no longer a hat. Stuffed it, added eyes, closed up the bottom, made a belly patch. We put a little beak on it, some wings on the side, tail feathers in the back, shaky tail feathers, and a little coil hair piece up top. And I'm checking my tail feathers because I didn't never go back and check and see if I needed to add any more glue to some places, but I think it's good. It feels good to me. Sometimes around the edges you might just need to add a little touch up, but I think it's good. And there we go. There is my little spring chick Squishmallow, and I will be putting this in my market booth. I like how it turned out. I think it's cute. And I like his little thingy on top of his head. Guys, thank you for watching today. I appreciate you all so very much. Trying to get you a better shot of my spring bird. And the tail feathers does give it a little stability though, so it does stand up on its own. So that's nice. And I like it. I like the springy colors on it. Alright guys, remember, oh, you could add, I'm not going to right now because I just got so many other things I need to move on and do, but you could add like a flower or a heart. You could crochet little, anything that you want to do and just add little things on here. And now I say that, I'm wanting to do a flower now. Maybe I'll do a little daisy with a yellow center. Yeah, I mean, y'all just like forcing me to do it. I think I will add a little daisy right here. Okay, guys, I did decide to do a flower to put right here. So what I did was I chained 3, slip stitched into the first chain to make that loop, and then I put 10 single crochets in that and then finished it off. So I am starting, I'm just picking one single crochet, and it's taking me a few minutes to try this out and figure it out, make sure I'm doing the right thing. So I have 10, so I can use 2 petals per flower, if per hump, if I want it to be 5 petals. So I pulled my yarn through. I'm going to chain 2 on this one, and that's going to count as my half double crochet. I believe so, right? Slip stitch, half double crochet. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one, the next single crochet, and I'm going to put in a double crochet, another double crochet, all in the same stitch, two double crochets. Okay, and then in the same stitch, one more double crochet, so that's 3 double crochets in one stitch, and then a half double crochet, all in that same stitch. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna slip stitch into the next stitch, and you have to make sure you don't skip a stitch. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a half double crochet in that stitch. Okay, then the next stitch I'm gonna put 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. I hear thunder. I'm waiting on my grocery order. And I don't even know if I put this, my little piece I started with, I might be crocheting on the back side of it. But it's okay if I am. Okay, and then the next one, I need to slip stitch in the next stitch. And I'm having a little bit of a hard time seeing, so I'm going to have to go up to my magnifying glass up here. Okay, I'm slip stitching into that. And I'm also going to do a half double crochet in the same stitch I slip stitched into. Okay, and then the next one, the next stitch, I'm going to do the 3 double crochets. I hope this works out. I'm just doing the math. I should be able to use 2 per petal. Okay. So it's 3 double crochets, and then I'm going to do a half double crochet in that same stitch. Alright, now slip stitch into the next single crochet and put a half double crochet in that, where it's the same one that I slip stitched into. Alright, so I got 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm working on my 4th petal, and I'm going to go into the next stitch, which I can't really see it. So I'm just going to wing it and kind of go there and hope that it turns out. I think that's where I ended, and, you know, fastened off of my little round circle, my yellow circle. Okay, so I'm putting 3 double crochets in that stitch. And I got a little hiccup there where I'm trying to pull through. So that's 2. That stitch is giving me a little bit of a hiccup. I was hoping my Walmart order would come before the rain started. Okay, that's 3 double crochets, and then my half double crochet all in that same stitch. Alright, 2 more left. That works out perfect. My math did not fail me. Slip stitch, and then a half double crochet all in the same stitch. Okay, and I got 1 stitch left there. So in that stitch is going to go 3 double crochets. One. I'm sorry if I'm getting off camera. As I'm working intensely, I pull my work towards me. I'm sorry. Okay, this will be the 3rd double crochet. And then I need to do a half double crochet. And now I can go back down here and slip stitch where I began. And Phoebe, it's just thunder, baby. It sounds like it is fixing to come a storm. And I'm just going to lay this face down. take my little starting strand tail and my working yarn that I just finished, and I'm just going to tie it back here. Tying it off. Okay, and I'm going to snip these two tails because I'm going to glue this onto my bird's belly patch. Okay. Okay, so this is what my little flower looks like. It has 5 petals and a yellow center. And it may not be perfect, but it is perfect for my project. And so I like the way my little spring chicken has turned out. My chicken, whatever you want to call it. He, so I can raise you up a little. She is, you know, very springy colors and just pretty. She's pretty. I did put green on the back side of these eyes. I don't know how well that shows up on camera. I can barely see it in person. And then the belly patch and the wings. Let's see. And then I'm just going to add this. Oh, I forgot about them tail feathers back there. That's why I won't lay down. I'm just going to add this on here right here. I'm going to put the center of this to the center of that one. And it will be a cute spring chick. Squishmallow. So that is how you create your own Squishmallow. I like the little thingy at the top. I don't know. It works. Okay. That ain't even hot yet. Trying to let that warm up. And I could be cleaning up my desk some because I have got a mess here with just anything and everything floating around on my desk. And so I'm trying to, in hopes of being more productive, keep my desk cleaned up so that I can keep my project straight. But I really am more productive when I'm just like in a mess and creating and just not thinking about, you know, all that stuff, and I'm just having fun. That's when I'm the most productive and creative. Phoebe does not like the sound of that thunder. She'll be over here. Actually, I think she and I will go take a nap after this. These are the 2 hooks I've been using on some projects, an 8mm and a 5mm. So I'm keeping those kind of handy. Over here I need to pick up stitch markers. Have a little stash over here where I've been working and reaching over, you know, and just using some stitch markers. Alright. I wonder if I'm going to need... I might need 2 to put this on and glue it down. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little heat. What kind of spring projects are you doing? I also want to do some spring gnomes in these colors. So that is a challenge that I'm giving myself, is to create some gnomes in spring colors. I do have a gnome pattern book with some spring gnomes, and I can't wait to get some of those done. Alright, so let me see. Where am I putting this? I'm just going to kind of match it up right here. I don't know if I need to. I think I might can just hold on to one petal, put glue all on the rest of them, and then come back and glue that petal down. So it's probably what I'm going to do here. All right. There I go. It is what it is. I didn't pay too much attention to where that was going and actually what I was doing. We're going to hope for the best, okay? We do a lot of hoping on here. Oh, I can't see that well at night. I mean, I can, but it's harder to see at night to drive and all that. And Big Daddy's like, how do you drive at night? How are you driving? I said, I close my eyes and hope for the best. And he's like, I don't doubt it. So just close your eyes and hope for the best. Now I'm just going back around the edge and putting just a little bit of glue to glue the edges down. And sometimes the bottom stitch might be glued down and the top part of that stitch is not, and so it just looks like it's not down well enough. And you can just add a little glue, just a tiny bit of glue, and fix that up. Yeah, I hope my Walmart order comes soon. I was wishing they would come before it started raining, because they have to walk a little ways. You can't, you're not parking right at my door. You have to walk a ways, and nobody wants to do that in the rain. So I don't blame them, but the rain's coming in early. It wasn't supposed to rain until a little bit later. I'm glad y'all talked me into putting this flower on here. I knew it would be cute with one, but I was kind of getting lazy because I've been on this project for a while. And I just have so many other things I need to do project-wise that are, I need to shift my focus and get to work on something else. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, isn't that perfect? That is. I love it. I'm so glad y'all talked me into that. Y'all are a little bit pushy, but I'm going to forgive you because it is so cute. Alright guys, there we have my spring chick. I love the little tail feathers. Even though they're not really tail feathers, they just represent little feathers, and I think that's perfect. Bye guys, I'll see y'all in the next video. Please come back and visit me again. Thank you guys. If you made it to the end of this video, you deserve some kind of reward. Please reward yourself with something that you enjoy. A special drink or a cookie or a piece of cake or something. You are my best friend if you made it this far. I love you. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet.